Our topic today, what is capitalism?
There are three great pillars. The first and foremost of these is, who can tell us?
Isn't it the principle of private ownership of property?
Oh, really, Donna? Like how the entire basketball team owned you on prom night? Right?
That's right, but only partially right.
Can't we agree that capitalism is an economic system? A system for the production and distribution of things we need and want?
I won't agree to that.
Communist!
Maybe we should talk about what it is not.
Well, I'll tell you what it's not, good sir. It's not a bunch of communists sitting around talking about their commie bullshit. You're a communist! You're a communist!
Quiet,
You're a
please!
communist.
Everybody! We're on the air in a few seconds.
I can't take you communists anymore! I'm going to the talkies!
And now, the news. Yeah! The capitalist world is falling apart. Capitalists are just breaking hearts. Money is the reason to be. Makes me just wanna sing Louie, Louie, Louie.
This is the Abrasive Critic. We're reviewing Capitalism, a Love Story. Today I have Jeff Johnson.
How you doing, buddy?
How you doing, man? Overall, what are like general impressions of this movie?
It's a very Michael Moore movie, you know, with some good things and some bad things. When he let other people talk, actual human stories, human experiences,
Right.
that came through very strongly.
When he gets really broad, like this movie and Fahrenheit 9/11, I think he loses it.
Now let's be practical for a moment.
Literally, the opening interview, the very first interview that
Like
he does.
10 minutes into the film.
10 minutes into the film is the fucking guy with the lisp from Princess Bride.
Inconceivable!
They got the pills, and he's like, then you could have taken this one, and you could have taken the black one, and then he dies. It's like, you know who's in? You know what I'm gonna get now? Danny DeVito. He once read a book about fucking Karl Marx. It's not a strong critique, you know. It's like all he kind of did was reach down and just like tickle it a little bit. Which I mean, a bull hates that.
What if I did this?
Yeah, that's what. No. See,
no.
this is why I didn't want to be involved in this project,
anyone?
because I didn't. That's
No
always
good?
ends up as you
No
try to have a
good?
serious discussion, and then he's down there, you know, filleting a metal cow.
Wow,
in
I'm
New York
kind of
City.
getting like a capitalism boner.
Right.
Do you agree with him?
This is what Michael Moore always does in his films. He has this very idealized version of a couple decades of American history that, for him, was great as a white, middle-class American. Well, if you're really going to criticize capitalism and make a critique of it, you know, there were some pretty severe problems with American capitalism in the 1950s and 40s and 30s and 1800s.
Right.
Certainly since the early 70s, where you had this class movement of wealthy people taking shit from workers, from unions, from low-income people, more than they ever had before, and it's still going on.
Well, why should there be any question about it? Hasn't it given us the highest standard of living in the world?
Right. It's like if it was just a movie about the crash, the recession, and people losing their homes, and it was just a story about that told through their voice,
their experience.
It would have been a much better film.
I feel like he had a good movie in there, and he just built a big pile of warm doo-doo.
Like a little mouth
warmer than
doo-doo?
I'll go under here and see if I can
like,
get some. This sack on this guy is unbelievable.
In the background was the growing struggle between two great powers to shape the post-war world.
Bringing up subjects like this, I think, is very important, but I think to the filmmakers, their point is like they want people to act, they want people to join and organize. I feel like people pay $12.50 to see these movies, and then they just go home and like turn on the TV and watch fucking
eat French
2.5
fries
Men or whatever the trash they're watching.
There isn't much that comes out of this in terms of actionable things to do, other than sort of join Michael Moore in his...
This is the Abrasive Critic signing off for Capitalism, a Love Story. So Jeff, final thoughts, what do you think?
Well, I think the film as agitation propaganda was pretty good. It was pretty good as propaganda. As history of the U.S. last 40 years, it was pretty bad. As an analysis of capitalism, I think it was, you know, pretty damn shameful.
I think Michael Moore does a much better job on personal stories than he does on general broad subjects like fucking capitalism. So I think it's definitely worth seeing. It's gotten people to discuss. So you know, go see it.
Now it's up to you. This is your forum. What is capitalism?